Mic check, mic check, mic check. Hello? Hello? We're back. We're back. Hello. What up, dog? Let's have a look. What was that? YouTube, now live on your channel. Yeah, knew it. Go away. Good though. Right. Hello. What up? Mike Jiggity Check. Scott, how's it going, mate? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dooby dooby doo. Go on, mate. Revive and restore. Woogley, Andrew, twice in 1 week. Yes. I was meant to go live again last night. I was meant to go live after I had something to eat last night, and then we had Channel 5 outside recording a guy shitting himself. Literally. Watching while repairing. Nice, Travis. How's it going, mate? Maurice. Been a long time since I was here for a live stream. Yeah, I streamed yesterday, but obviously it's been a while since then. Jay, Keith, how you doing? Yeah, so I streamed last night. What happened to my PS5 controller? Why is that there? Don't know. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Hope you're good. Stop thinking about Doobies, just finished the last one. Love it. Well, not personally, but yeah, whatever tickles your pickle. Yeah, I was meant to carry on streaming last night at about 10 o'clock, and well, next thing I know, we see police outside, and they're ramming a car outside my fucking house. They tased the guy because he was trying to fight, and the guy literally shit himself, as in, like, completely shit himself. So yeah, I got caught up watching that, and Channel 5 was there recording for police interceptors as well. It was quite funny. Well, yeah, and then apparently the guy had let's just say diseases because he was on drugs, and the copper cut his hand. So I ran in the house and got a bottle of isopropyl alcohol for him to just sterilise his hands. Smoker, Chris. Hello, Motto. I'm going on a job I wanted doing. You did text me, but I responded, but didn't hear back. Could you text me, mate? Because I wouldn't be able to find that text, I'll be honest. Depending on when you sent it, I wouldn't be able to, I'd really struggle to find the text, to be honest with you, mate. Because he was fucking... No. No, he was a drug addict and he had certain diseases. Diseases I can't say. Put a banner up for Dakota. Yeah. Oh dear. How's it going, Paul? Good to see you back with it. Welcome. Right, so I'm going to get straight to work because I've got quite a bit to do. I have got to go to the post office in 90 minutes or so. I've got to get yesterday's jobs and some orders out. No worries, Scott. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. So yeah, I've got to pop to the post office after I finish this job. But I promised the customer that I'd do this on stream, so I'm doing it on stream. Yeah. Film it. Long time, yeah. How's it going, buddy? If I were a cop coming up against that, I'd just quit my job. He was saying that last night. He said he hates his job because of that. Right, so this was sent in by a customer, and it apparently got liquid damaged, and I think, if I remember the email right, it worked for a short while until they unplugged it, and then it wouldn't turn back on again. So I'm getting no signs of life at all. I did promise I was going to do this on a stream, so I'm doing it on a stream. So if it makes a repair video, if I'm randomly responding to messages, or you get stuff like that pop up. 4,757 just resubscribed for 38 months. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that, Raven. Thank you for the support, mate. If you get stuff like that pop up, it's because I'm live streaming, okay? But yeah, this is not turning on, so we're going to see what we can do about it. Not seen you on for a while. Yeah, it's been busy, sort of thing. I'm good, thanks, though, mate. How are you? Right, I'm gonna try and get this freaking sticker off. There we go. Okay, there's that one. I'll just pop this in. There we go. So there's that one. I like to stick the sticker back down partially so as it doesn't get damaged. I can see the HDMI port is partially split on this, so might be something to look into. There we go. Good to see you back. Thank you, Craig. Appreciate you, mate. Craig, I remember these coming out and everyone got excited repairing them for the first time. Now we're 5+ years later, but you can't wait for new consoles. Well, Xbox are apparently not making one, are they? At least not like a normal console like these. But these will be viable for repair for at least another 5 years, I would say. But this is a reason why I'm who's a member for 50 months? Raven, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, so they're going to be viable for a few years yet. But this is one of the reasons I want to start looking into other things, like, for example, doing software development and stuff like that, right? Because I have to look towards the future and stuff like that. And obviously, if I start doing software development again, you know, making tools for repair shops or making, you know, tools for other shops, not just necessarily electronics repair shops, just tools in general, software tools that make, you know, day-to-day running of businesses easier and stuff like that, then, you know, I can obviously license that software out and give myself a backup sort of thing. So, yeah. Who dares wins? Hello. Oh, I can see some visible signs of liquid ingress there. So I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Let me see if you can or not. Yeah, you can. Just there. So there are some signs of liquid, which I am aware that it is liquid damaged. So, yep, there we go. 3DS consoles, a lot of it is screen replacements, and from what I've read, they're a pain in the backside, which is why I haven't really done them. I'm good, thanks, Smoker. How are you, mate? Claude Code software. Claude Code. What's that, AI? The thing is, I mean, I actually had a similar conversation with my mate yesterday. So he said to me, he was like, oh, what's stopping someone just going on AI and getting them to develop the same software? I was like, nothing. But the thing is, number one, you have to understand the market you're in. So if I'm doing, for example, tools that help other businesses like booking systems and stuff like that for repair shops and stuff, I understand the market because I'm in that market, right? But at the same time, you have to understand, you still have to have a basic knowledge of coding and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, fair enough, AI can do a lot of it, but you still have to have a basic understanding and, you know, understand what you're doing to be able to, you know, get it to work for such complex projects. Like, for example, like, I mean, there's thousands and thousands of lines of code in a booking system, thousands upon thousands, and one of the problems that you're going to get is AI gets confused, like real confused, if you start, you know, going down the route of complex projects and stuff like that, and it backtracks on itself. And I've seen the YouTube videos, trust me, they forget. Even though it's a computer, AI forgets. There's only so much memory on the computer, right? So nothing's physically stopping anyone from using AI to develop tools and stuff, but you still have to understand the market that you're in, and amongst other things, like, you know, you have to understand, you have to have at least a basic understanding of code. Right, this is covered in dust, really normal. Everyone made sci-fi movies about robots just doing humans. Turns out all that will happen is people stop having kids and humans become irrelevant. Well, no, I don't believe any of that personally. But we can always pull the plug. The time to worry is when they make fucking robots with self-sufficient robots that can repair themselves and don't need any kind of power to run. You know, like if I was to do something with like a, you know, nuclear reactor or something to keep it alive, then you're fucked. Like it's game over at that point. But until then, we can always unpull the plug, or even solar power, right? Unless you got some remote execution code in there to say like you can shut it down. But even then, the AI would be able to modify its own code. It would figure out a way to modify its own code eventually. Looks like a box. Yeah, it's an Xbox. Skynet Matrix. I don't personally believe it. You know, they need to make the robot like completely self-sufficient. Like it'd have to be like, it doesn't need any power to run because the power that it's got would never run out. Or it has a way of charging without being plugged into anything physically, like solar power, for example. But even then, the components are only going to last so long. Cheap ass, how you doing? BBC my course at school used to get us to code basic. Yeah, I think it was basic. Yeah, I think BBC had their own, didn't they? I thought as you're useless, all of that would be, and never paid attention. Yeah, and that's the problem with a lot of people. But hindsight, you know, if we'd all change time and go based on hindsight, you know, the world would be a completely different place. We'd all be billionaires for a start. In hindsight, I should have put 100 quid into fucking Bitcoin in 2010. But hey ho, like the rest of the 99.9% of the population, I didn't. So I'm not a billionaire, a trillionaire even. Right, okay, we are inside the console. Ooh-da! Hey!
John 1991 just subscribed on Twitch.
Cheers, John. Thank you, mate. Appreciate the support. I went to order on alcohol and girls. They didn't pay out. Yeah. Who would have thunk it? Right, okay, so we need to figure out what's going on with this. So first thing I always do, check the power supply. You need to make sure the power supply is not faulty. It could be a boring, quick job. Just part of their life. Someone has to support you. They do. They do. Well, they don't have to. No one has to. But it's free on Amazon. So if you've got an Amazon Prime account, you can support me for free and get Jeff Bezos money for me. So, yeah. Right. I'm scratching the shit out of my phone here. Fuck's sake. Right, yeah, anyway. Let's just give this a little test. So, yeah, always test the power supply before you do anything. So, grey wires, positive, and then just ground. Easy peasy. Okay, 11.82 voltages, so that is working. Let's talk more work. Whoa.
Just gifted 1 subs.
Who was that? Thank you, Davey boy. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you, thank you. Mucho gracias, señor. Right, okay. So, the next step will be... Whoa, calm down.
Andrew Henderson 1987 just pre-subscribed for 26 months.
Andrew, thank you, dude. Appreciate you, mate. Here you go, have my Prime. I had to open a dispute with my bank this morning. Someone took £127 out of my account on Amazon. I woke up, within 10 minutes I get a notification off the bank, £127 to Amazon. What? I got it refunded immediately. Like, I opened a dispute within seconds of it being paid, so it's immediately been disputed, but yeah, there you go. But then I've looked and then there's a £35 transaction from the other day which I didn't even notice. Must have happened in the middle of the night. Right, okay, so the next step is going to be to test this board here and this board here separately while they're not plugged in together. So I shall just... Oh, I thought I had a Nexus board on here. Anyone want to buy a Switch Lite? Because I'm sick of seeing it. Yeah, it's my own Switch Lite, but I haven't been using it. I might sell it. Just get shot of it. Right, there's a Nexus board. Okay. Save me pulling like the Nexus board out to the customer's console if I don't need to. Then again, it's going to need a good clean. Assuming I get it working. Right, so next step would be test the Southbridge board on its own, see if that is working, because if it's not, then we've got an issue on this board. And if it is working, then the issue is going to be on that board. So we just plug this in on its own. Give it some juice. And then if this beeps, then the Southbridge board is technically working. Yeah, okay. So that board is technically working. So the issue is likely on that board. So I can shift that out of the way. Let's go into continuity mode on the multimeter. Check my 12 volt rail. No short on 12 volt. Okay. So I'm going to have to hunt around the board to see what I can find. Do I talk in my sleep? Why would I talk in my sleep? you able to fix my will to live? Yeah, just look at photos of my mom. Yes, I do. Do I? I don't care. You snore really fucking loud. Really loud. Told you one day I'm going to record you. She'll deny it. Watch. I don't snore. I don't snore. That escalated quickly. Hopefully you're just being silly. Right. Okay. I don't snore, look, see? Told you. She said that before I even said she'd say it. She lies, people. Right. Life lesson number 1 of the day. Women lie, alright? Don't listen to that. All a bit of banter. Good. Good, good. Alright. Trust me, I did not want to do anything today at all. I just could not be arsed. But I have to, because if I don't, it gets on top of me. Right, okay, so we don't have an issue with 12 volts, so I'm not expecting to see anything around there. Around the MOSFETs and stuff. Right, let's have a look at this test point here. So this test point here is a 5 volt test point. No, that's not short. What about pin 19 and pin 18? Oh, no, I was touching the wrong pin. No, no short. Okay. No short there. I believe that does 3.3 volts. We do have signs of liquid there. No shorts. I'm not expecting to see anything there. And there's not really that much more on this side of the board. Where was that sign of liquid? It was down here. Is that a sign of liquid or what? I don't know. I don't think it is. Reese, how's it going? Women lie, yeah. Women also fart, yes they do. Women fart. You heard that on stream last night. Women definitely fart. No shorts around there. So I'm expecting this to be an issue with 3.3 volt more than anything. I'm not seeing any signs of liquid damage at all, which is kind of strange. Okay. Right. What to do? How about this connector? Is that damaged at all? It doesn't appear so. So if this connector was damaged, we could have an issue with... Like, if this connector is liquid damage, we could have an issue with that. I wonder if it's the... No, it's not the Nexus board at all. The Nexus board works. We do have an issue with the HDMI port. That is split. We're not going to fix that until we'll get the main console working. Oh, there you go, fixed. No, that's not fixed at all. It wouldn't last. It would work, but it wouldn't last. Right, okay, so I think I'm going to plug this back in because it could have just stuck itself in protection mode. Like the board itself could have stuck itself in protection mode. So I'm going to plug it back in. I don't care about the heatsink for now. I can also test it for voltage rails properly while it's out like this. If I just plug that in like so, and then have it weirdly on the desk like this, which looks really freaking sketch, but never mind. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to test these for voltage rails. Yeah, I knew it. Okay. Oh, hang on, I haven't plugged in. I need to make an extension cable for these, so as I can do all of this without having the heat sinks on. Right, that is going to need unplugging and plugging back in, I think. Yeah. It does not like that sudden spike. I've texted the customer today, JFix, and just said, oh, it's out of my realm of knowledge. No, it's no power. Or it was no power. Yeah, okay. It just stuck itself in protection mode. That's nice. So I believe that will just instantly overheat. So, yeah. Okay, this is going to be a nice, easy one, I think. No, it just stuck itself in protection mode, Lee. I've got a missed call and an eBay notification. Ah. I forgot to include something in an eBay listing. Right. Who have I got a missed call off? I don't know. 637797. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I'll connect it up, mate. I'm just going to clean it up first and just get it all reassembled to the point where I can test it properly. I will connect it up and just see what error code it had on it. But customer stated that it got liquid damage, which I can see signs of liquid. It got liquid damage and then it worked until they unplugged it and then they plugged it back in and it wouldn't turn on again. But then I've just unplugged everything and plugged it all back in and now it works. So, have you tried turning it off and on again? One of those jobs. It's fine, I'll just charge the cost of a service and you know, a little bit of a bench fee for the messing around and diagnostics. But I will plug it into UFart. There is definitely signs that liquid got in here, so like some of the some of the dust and stuff is like physically stuck to the power supply and whatnot. So it definitely hit water or liquid of some sort. I don't know what liquid it was. But it's just one of those jobs where you just literally unplug everything, plug it back in and it works. So, or at least it appears to work. Afternoon, Spitfire. We'll leave TV on so you get the view. It does, mate. Thank you. Appreciate you. Safe journeys, mate. Right. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. I was going around cleaning this. It's not going to be the most interesting job, but hey ho. This is the harsh reality of. Well, not harsh reality. It's actually a good thing in terms of the customer. It means I get to move on to something quicker than I normally would, and you know, it's just one of those things. You know, I'll still get paid because I've still fixed it, right? Here's the problem though. I could do with changing that HDMI port. So, do I just treat this as? Because I mean, the quote for a HDMI port would have been cheaper than the quote for no power. So, do I do this as a HDMI port repair and just because that's physically damaged? So, I could probably do with replacing that. We do have dust stuck to the fan and stuff, so you can see where the liquid hit. It's definitely hit it. But other than that, I do need to plug this all back in fully and test it first before I do anything though. Every single thing in the ultrasonic cleaner, the boss to get angry for wasting cleaner. That was it is very, very expensive, especially when you're talking industrial level. So, because I did some work last year for a repair company, I was working in their offices, right? And yeah, the ultrasonic cleaners that they've got, they're like. Yeah, I can't even get it on in frame. Like they're huge, absolutely huge, and to fill those up probably costs a couple £100. I'm not going to lie. Like it's very expensive to fill one of those machines up. Oh, lovely. So when you get contamination in it, I'm going to say this as I'll talk about this while I'm just brushing this outside because this is a big clump, but. Yeah, when it gets contaminated like that, and they have to change the fluid because one device is contaminating it, it costs a fortune. Yeah, the liquid's definitely gone inside the heatsink. Yeah, I mean, even for me with like a 6-litre ultrasonic cleaner. Oh, I'm gonna have to pick at this. Even for me with a 6-litre ultrasonic cleaner, like that ultrasonic cleaning fluid is expensive. Like, so when you think you've got like a 20 or 30-litre one, you can just imagine it gets astronomical in terms of cost. It wasn't CEX. I'm not sure what you mean, mate. CEX are not really a proper repair company. They offer quote repairs, but they're not. They don't really do anything, do they? And it's not that the technicians are incapable. They're not allowed to do anything because the big boys don't let them. Probably half of the repair techs in there are actually capable of doing the repairs, but they're not allowed to do them. What was I going to say now? I don't know. Is Emma in chat today at all? Actually, Sarah, are you in chat? If you are, can you text me Emma's phone number for this Xbox? Don't post it on chat, just text it to me. It saws retro repairs to someone. Okay. I actually sold something to CEX last night. Or to one of the CEXs. They bought something off eBay, I think it was. Alright. Don't think any staff at Blackpool CEX can repair all sales assistants like Curry's. Yeah, I mean most of them are. This is the problem, and when they offer repair, like the one thing that annoys me is they offer all of these repairs. They offer all sorts of repairs to customers. They'll say, yeah, we can do this, we can do no power, we can do HDMI ports and all of this and that, but the unfortunate reality is they don't, because they end up sending them back as no fix. Alexa, turn on the heater. It's cold. Yeah, they don't actually offer the repairs, which is what annoys me. Like, if they're not going to actually perform the repair, why waste the customer's time? Because the customer drops it off to them, they send it in. It takes a week for them, and then they send it back as unrepaired, and it's just like, why bother? That's costing those guys money. Like, that's costing CEX money, but it's also costing the customer money when the customer mails it in. Like, why not just say, no, we can't do these, or we're not willing to do these repairs because they're not economically viable for us? I know some franchises outsource the repairs, but they don't all do that, and the main company, the non-franchise CEXs, don't outsource anything. At least as far as I'm aware. I'd happily do repairs for them, because it'd be steady work. As long as you don't, obviously, fuck it up. You're giving thousands that coming on pallets and you get minutes to test. Yeah, and that's the problem, is they don't optimise the workflow as it gets busier. So, like, for example, the company I was working for recently, like, we were getting 50 consoles a day and there was only 3 of us repairing them. We still kept up with it because we optimised the workflow. And we wasn't... And this was an insurance company. They was doing insurance repairs. It's not like it was... it's not like it was, oh yeah, that's no power, we're going to write it off. It was, no, we was getting into the boards and saying, oh, okay, what's wrong with this board? Like, what components failed on this? It's exactly the same as what I do. I wouldn't just write a console off because I didn't have time to work on it. If it come to it where, I mean, we had 7 days from the day it come in. So if it come to it where I couldn't figure it out within about an hour, I'd put it to one side and I'd say, right, I'm going to leave that one, blah, blah, blah. I'll come back to it if I get time. And if I don't get time, then you write it off. But we got to spend an hour on each device. But like I said, 40, 50 consoles, and there was only 3 of us working on them. Most of the jobs was HDMI ports because that's just the nature of insurance repairs. But, there were jobs. And in fact, one of the guys who still works there now watches me on YouTube. And that's how they found out about me. I mean, I do personally know one of the managers, but he didn't know what I did, sort of thing. I play poker with one of the managers. I don't really tell anyone what I do unless they ask. I still don't see anyone telling Phil how sexy he is. What's up, Spanner? Long time, mate. Good to see you, buddy. Right, let's just... There you go. No one's going to tell me how sexy I am because you can't scale negative. Afternoon, Ace. Long time, dude. Welcome. Wow. 33 months at True Love. Nice. I love it, dude. Thank you. I need a piss. Did Sarah message me with Emma's number? No. Afternoon, board Dev. We have no money for a pay rise and came up with a brand new Range Rover. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I get it. Like, you know, the whole... I was actually watching a Linus Tech Tips video about like how much he pays his staff and stuff like that. And literally just before I started streaming. And I get it. The CEOs... and stuff have to be paid, and the shareholders have to be paid, and all of that stuff, right? But where's the harm in taking a 1% pay cut when you're getting paid £1 million a year, just to give, you know, the deserving staff that little bit extra? Like, there's no harm in that. If that was me, like, genuinely, well, I mean, I can't say for a guarantee, but if that was me, you know, if I was earning £1 million a year or whatever, and my staff were only earning, you know, a median salary of about 50 grand a year, 40 grand a year, whatever it is, I would absolutely take a fucking pay cut, or I'd pay them out of pocket. So, you know what? You've done good the past few months. You're the one who keeps my £1 million a year fucking job, or keeps me in £1 million a year job. Here's a nice bonus. Out of my own pocket, call it a gift. Call it a gift. You know, what's 10 grand on £1 million a year job, or 20 grand on £1 million a year job? It's freaking nothing. I can't say for sure because money changes people, right? But actually, money don't change people. It just shows true colours. So I probably would do that. But I also get at the same time, not everyone can be millionaires because it would just devalue the economy anyway. You know, if everyone had £1 million, price of stuff would go up because people could afford to pay it. It would just devalue the economy. You have to have rich and poor people in any economy. It's just the way life works. Greed destroys everything. It does. It does, indeed. Right, I'm just going to text this customer because I need to ask her a question. Well, I'm not going to text her now. I just wanted the phone number. I need to test this first to see if it actually works. I do need a pee. But after this job, realistically, I need to go to the post office. So I'll leave the stream running, but I've got to go to the post office at some point in the next hour or so. That was a mistake. Just never tighten down one screw at a time on these. She's in chat. Is she in chat? Are you in chat, Emma? Ah, there you are. Hello. Right, okay, sorry. I was just about to text you. Right, so I've unplugged everything, plugged it back in. don't know if you saw it, but it was attempting to turn on for me after I unplugged everything. It wasn't turning on before then, but it was turning on after I unplugged everything. So I've got a couple of options. I can treat this just as a service. If it does work now, this is making the assumption that it works when I pair it on now. If it does work, I've got two options. I can just charge you my normal service fee for cleaning it out and stuff, which would be £40. Or the other option is the HDMI port is damaged and it's not going to last. I can do that now for an extra £20, which is obviously, you know, £60 total plus the return postage. I can do that now, and it's going to prevent the HDMI port from damaging in the future. But the port is split. I have pushed it back together so it'll work temporarily, but it will break. That's all I can say. Is I can't make much guarantees, but one guarantee is eventually that port is going to break. Obviously, that would cost more in the future. So it's completely up to you. But that is based on the assumption that this turns on now that I've cleaned it all out. It did attempt to turn on, but I didn't have the heatsink on, so it would have immediately overheated. But we're about to find out anyway. Yeah, okay, so it does turn on. So, assuming that everything else works now, which I need to find out, assuming everything else works now, I just need to figure out what to do with the HDMI port. Because normally I would think, if I was doing the rest of the repair, like if I was doing this as an actual no power repair or a liquid damage repair, I would do the HDMI port just, you know, at the same time, just because it needs doing. But obviously, if I haven't got to do any actual physical soldering and stuff like that, I would need to charge for the HDMI port job as an actual job. But on the plus side, if I do the HDMI port, the clean is free. So, happy to do the port today. Okay, no problem. Well, let me just give this a quick test, see what happens with it. Because I'm going on the assumption that everything's working right now. Obviously, I haven't really tested anything yet at all. So, we're going to do that right now. HDMI port, because that one works with 4K. So yeah, at the minute that is very, very loose, and if I give that a wiggle and stuff while it's switched on, okay, that did briefly display what's going on with my capture card. Hang on. Oh, why have you gone to? Ah, there we are. It was on the wrong scene. Why did that go to that scene? Yeah. So I'm going to give this a quick test. But I'm going based on the assumption that this is working now. But I will show you up close what is actually going on with it in terms of the HDMI port. But it's a bit split basically. So they're basically pressed together in the factory. You know, the outer frame of the HDMI port, they're pressed together, and when they you know, when they get an impact or whatever, or just through general wear and tear, right, there you go, that's synced. Just through wear and tear, that can split. But this one's started to this one's started to split. If I give this a wiggle, oh, it's actually fine at the minute. It's not failing the wiggle test, but I will show you up close. Did the liquid mount fan go sticky? A little bit, yeah. But that overheating message with me, it was while I was testing it to see if it turned on. 4K's turned off. Right, okay, so it's set to auto detect. Hello, 4K. Yep. Let's enable the rest of the options. That flickering's me just changing settings. Keep this resolution. Yep, okay, so it's working in 4K. network. Yeah, I agree, but I mean HDMI, it's not a consumable product, but it's a product that gets used a lot. People plug and unplug them and stuff like that, and yeah. I might be able to get this out today as well. Might be able to get it out today. What time are we on now? 3:20. Okay, yeah. If I hurry up, right, I'm not gonna do the updates, because if I hurry up I can get this done today. Wired is working. We can see your password, it doesn't matter. The password's console fix. Right, okay. Let me get this HDMI port done, because if I get it done quick enough I can probably get it out today. Because I'm going to pop to the post office in the next hour. It's not going to realistically going to take me that long to do a HDMI port. Okay. I really just love everyone to use DisplayPort. Yeah, I tried to add one to a Series X once. Didn't go to plan. But it was a banned console, so it didn't matter. What we're fixing today. We're working on a Series X at the minute. It was liquid damage, but it is working now. And I haven't done anything to it. Apart from unplug it and plug it back in. So, for good measure, we're doing the HDMI port on it now, because if we don't, it will fail. That's not just me trying to upsell services either, that's just cold hard truth. Unfortunately, it will fail at some point. Right, I shall show you why it will fail at some point. Right, so if you look at that, it's split. So that was actually pushed up, but I've pushed it back down. And yeah, sure, you can push it back in with a pair of pliers and then put solder on it, but it's still never really going to be the same. I've just put my hand in thermal paste. Lovely. Oh well, I'll add some to it anyway before I put it back together. Yeah, so because that port is split like that, it'll just get worse and worse as time goes on. You can't say how long it'll last. It might last a month, it might last 10 years. You don't know, but at some point it will fail. This is how they're meant to look. So this is a brand new port. And that's how they're meant to look. But you can see that's started to split, and like I said, it was worse than that, but I did push it in just for testing. But if I didn't push it in, it probably would have failed the wiggle test. But it will split back open, it won't last. So, yeah. Not that I really need to justify it. You know, I mean, obviously, I think the customer probably knows I'm not just trying to get extra money, but I just don't want to end up having to say to the customer, right, you're going to need to pay a 40 quid fee now for me to clean this out and get it working, plus the return postage, and then in a month's time or a week's time or whatever, you know, you're going to send it back to me and it's not going to be under warranty because it's a HDMI port. You know, it's one of those things. But yeah, let's get this thing removed anyway. Are you able to make it split up? What do you mean? Yeah, HDMI ports take me a few minutes really, they don't take long. once you're inside the console. I'll just put solder between the gap. Yeah, I don't like to do that, but I do know a few people who do it. The only reason I don't like to do it is because it just feels bodgy to me, to be honest. But I do know a few people who do that. I've also known people to actually just solder the middle of the port back on and say, yeah, that's good, but no. I'd rather do it properly and put a fresh port on. Okay, there's that. Right, where's my solder? There we go. Beautiful. You know, the trace repair job I did yesterday, I have just realised, I've only just remembered, I forgot to put the replacement filter on it, a TVS diode on it. Completely forgot. I've just realised I didn't do it, it's just popped in my head. It works fine in 4K and they will work without them, but for good measure I do normally put them back. Whoops. Oh, well, it won't cause a problem, and if it did, I'd sort it for free. Yeah, it won't cause any issues to the console, not having it there. Might as well have work done now, yeah, exactly, yeah. Unless you do it yourself, yeah. But you're right there, yeah, you might as well just get it done now rather than later. I guess some of these repairs you'd treat as kind of like an MOT. Is it fit for use? The answer on this one, unfortunately, was no, not really. It's not failed yet, but it will fail, sort of thing. So I've just sold my old car, but one of the things on the MOT was that the chassis was starting to corrode. So I know that in the next year or two, it's going to be completely rotten. Well, I mean, not necessarily in a year or two. It might be 6 years, might be fucking 2 years, might be 60 years. But either way, the process has started, and it's the same with this. The process has started for the port to fail. Alright, remember what I said yesterday? Press up on the board, press down on the port. Like that. And everything will be wonderful. You're not going to bend the board by putting upwards pressure on it. Like, these boards are absolutely thick as hell. But then again, I have had some of these boards where the corner's been bent. Not because of doing that, but just impact. Like, if these take a proper impact, they can bend. Right, okay. Let's just give these the old nudge test. Good, that's absolutely perfect. No issues there at all. Happy days. Good stuff. Oh, happy days. I'm going to be careful with these TVS diodes because they are pretty fragile. Good stuff. Cool. Look at how wonderful that looks. Some would say better than factory. Right. Oh, yeah, the salt, yeah. But yeah, the bottom of the car was starting to corrode, like the actual subframe was starting to corrode, and I didn't sell it for that reason. I sold it because I bought a different car, but yeah. But to be fair, I only sold it for 400 quid anyway, so yeah, I sold it with 400 quid with 7 months MOT on it. Right, I've added a bit more thermal paste to that. I don't need to clean the last bit back off. Now, where did I put the heatsink to it? Where did I put the fucking heatsink to it? I've lost the heatsink, no! Oh, it's on the desk. Never mind. Alright. Good. I'm going to get this back together. Give it a quick testicle. Make sure it works. Give it Sarah to pack up for me. And then I'll get the shipping label booked in. So skilled. Not at changing camera angles, I'm not. I'm not, it's just practice. Yeah, I got it, mate, yeah. I forgot to change the scene. I got a Stream Deck which changes the scenes for me. I forgot to do it. I say it changes it for me, obviously I have to press it. If you turn the lights off, yeah. Onto the dark room. Alright, this is nice and clean. Let's just give it a quick testing fork out. I don't need to plug anything else in apart from the front panel. Where's the front panel gone? There. Just need to test it on a controller. Make sure that works. Yeah, I've just had a lot of practice when it comes to HDMI ports, that's all. I've done thousands and thousands of them, so I've honed my skills and developed my skills over time. I mean, I've been doing this for... Well, I've been doing it on YouTube for 5 years, so I've been doing it about 6 or 7 years. Turns on. Wrong scene. Right, show me an image. There you go. There's your image. Guys, I've got to run to the toilet, unfortunately. I'm busting for a pee. Right, no, you're not having it. Oh, I could have. You know what? I can do an update while I'm running to the toilet quickly. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so I need to plug the disk drive in because it needs that. So that can go in. You can plug those in while it's turned on. There you go. Right, I'm going to connect up to Ethernet. There you go. So I've got Ethernet connected. I'll let that update. I'm going to be back in a couple of minutes, guys. All right. Ah, it's still not done. Damn it. Alright. I'm back. Right. 2 days in a row we're spoiled. We are, yes, indeed. Some things just fail like PSUs. Yeah, they do, yeah. I went to the bathroom and thought my Series S was updating. Nice. Oh. Slight issue with that disk drive by the sound of it. It made a noise. I'll look into that in a minute. Right, while I'm waiting, because when that rebooted just, the disk drive started spinning like it thought there was a disk in there. I need a test disk for it. I'll have to grab one in a minute. While I'm waiting for that to finish updating, I'm gonna pop as many screws as I can in, because I know the main console's working and it is recognising the disk drive. But that disk drive can unfortunately still be liquid damaged. That is one thing I didn't test, so I'll have to look into that. If the disk drive is faulty, then obviously I'll just sort it out in terms of I can replace the disk drive and do it as a disk drive repair instead of charging for both the HDMI and the disk drive, sort of thing. Because that would then come under obviously caused by liquid damage. It did make a weird noise. It was a weird noise. I know what noise it was. It was it thought it was trying to insert a disc. I don't know if it come across on the mic or not. Disk drives do fail from wear, but a lot of the time it's down to like liquid damage or dust or something like that. But yeah, disk drives do fail from wear as well. I'm getting as many screws in as I can. I want to get this out today if I can. I want to get it returned today if I can. I know I'm cutting it a little bit fine, but because the mail has to be in the post office by 4:30, so that's why I'm leaving it to update and do its thing. A disk drive replacement is not going to take long. Has that updated? Because I need to turn it off. Yeah, it has. There you go. I apologise for doxing you. Your gamer tag. Go away. Right, okay. So I'll shut this down. That's updated. It's working. So I need access to the screw locations. And I also need to unplug that so I can get to the rest of the screw locations. Yeah, disk drive, I can do that once it's all back together. Well, once most of it's back together. Let's get the main console reassembled. Disk drive is obviously a separate unit, so. But I do realise I am cutting it a little bit fine. I'm not rushing it as such, I'm just trying to get it done as quick as I can. Although you really should never rush just because you're running out of time to get it posted that day. It would be nice to get it out today. So it would be nice. There's one more. There it is. No, it's not. There it is. Yeah, if you can get it out that day, then obviously that's a bonus for the customer. Because Sarah will pack it up for me while I'm booking it in. Obviously it doesn't take that long to pack up, so we still have time at the moment. That come out of alignment slightly. There you go. Clip in, please. Thank you. Right. Okay. Move that out the way a second. Just going to brush out the housing a little bit. It's a bit dusty. Oh, then again, you know what? I haven't tested the Nexus connector. The Nexus board. I hope that works now. I should have unplugged that instead of using my own. Well, we shall see in a moment. Because that is one place where liquid couldn't get in. Is that power button board. Right, let's give that a quick test. Just make sure that actually works. No, damn it! That Nexus board's faulty. So that's the entire issue all along. Typical. You know what? I'm just going to change it. I'm not going to charge any extra. I'm not going to keep changing prices. I'm just going to change it. Shouldn't do this, but sue me. I'll repair that Nexus board at some point so as I'm not out of pocket on it. It's my own fault, I should have checked it. See, that's the problem when you... Oh yeah, that's sticky as hell. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would explain why that's gone. All right, just for context. Yeah, that explains that, right? Oh dear. Okay, well, I'm just going to replace it because that was my fault for not checking it. The case is a little bit melty, but just drop me a quote request on the website, mate. The Cody.repair. Looks like it blew up. It did, yeah. It did, indeed. Well, that was my fault. I should have checked that first. It should have been one of the first ports of call, really. It's just that I'm pressed for time today, and it's one of them. But I'll just change it. It's fine. It's no problem. So it wasn't me unplugging it and plugging it back in. It was the fact that the Nexus board is just fucked. Monster energy drinks for you, yeah. Never mind. It's fine. Alright, so new Nexus board going in. It's melted the case a little bit. Yeah, it really has detonated, yeah. So really, usually I'd take the Nexus board out of the customer's console and have a look at it. It does turn on if you put a disc in, yeah, but you really would not want to leave the Nexus board there burnt like that. Number one, you're going to have no LED, and number two, it can cause further issues. It can burn out more and cause a fire. So, yeah, it's really just not worth the risk. You're much better off just changing it. I'm not going to charge any extra for changing it. It's just, I know it's adding parts to it that I should be charging for, but I don't care. I don't like to change prices once I've given it, unless it was something that was like, you know, like let's say for example it was a disk drive. I'd be like, well, look, a disk drive costs 40 quid. There's not really a lot I can do about that. But if it's, you know, £5 or £10 part like the Nexus board, it's not that big of a deal. I've got loads of them anyway. I really do not like changing prices once I've given the quote. So yeah, they've agreed to do it as a HDMI port repair, but then I found out the real reason why it didn't turn on is that the Nexus board went boom. It melted like a mofo. But I'm just doing it all for the same price. Oh, I forgot the rubber strap, the vibration strap. I'm not here for the voltage injections and meltdowns. Not saying anything. Not saying a word. Not a dicky bird. I'm innocent, you see. Completely and utterly innocent. Alright. What's up anyway, Gordon? How are you, mate? You're docking my wages. At least I know what the smell was now. Yeah, that would explain it. Yeah, it would have been a burning smell, I would assume. Burnt PCB. You gotta love the smell of burnt PCBs. Alright. So there's that. Who was that? Hey, Wizard.
24 just resubscribed for welcome back, Phil.
Thank you, dude. Oh, I'm good, thanks, mate. How are you? How can you dock my wages anyway, sir, when I'm the one who pays you? How does that work? I need to find an Xbox test disc so I can test this disc drive. Pop me one in then quickly, please, if you don't mind. I'm not going to put the back on this until I know the disk drive works. Just looking for it, okay. I've got one here somewhere, I just don't know where to put it. Yeah, so I'm not going to put these back together until I know the disk drive works, because that means moving stickers and disturbing stickers all the time. There you go. So that's working now with my Nexus board in it. The disk drive did not make a noise that time, so it might have just been resetting itself. It's possible that it was half ejected sort of thing, and that's why it moved. Hello, Cody.
Are you supposed to be here? I don't know if it works.
It'll be enough to test it.
Well, wait a minute, because you can't put this on your own.
Thank you, Cody. What?
Escape.
What?
It's showing up. Wait a minute, it works, it works.
Oh. I'm sure it's fine.
Come on then, no doors, baby.
He still wants me to sign in and I can't.
I'm leaving it.
Yay, there we go. The disk drive works. Good stuff. Red Dead Redemption. Yep, okay. Happy days. Just make sure it ejects. Yep. And turn off. Alright. Yeah. Just needed to make sure the disk drive worked before I put the back cover back on. But yeah, this is done. So, through no one's fault but mine, I completely missed the Nexus board being faulty. Because of that, that was causing it to not turn on. But never mind. So yeah, what I've done then is obviously I've replaced the Nexus board. I've done the HDMI port at the same time, and I'll just still charge this as. I mean, to be fair, the cost of a HDMI port and the cost for me to change just the Nexus board would have been the same anyway. So it just means I've done the HDMI port for free, which is fine. I don't mind. The main thing is now it is working. And that's all that matters in the long run. Yeah, that's stuck on there good. Without me sitting there scrubbing every bit of that, it wouldn't come off, but it's fine. You know, the main dust has been cleaned out. It's had fresh thermal paste, all of that. Obviously, a bit of sticky dust stuck to the case and stuff, but that's because of the liquid damage. I'd have to sit there washing every little nook and cranny. I had faith in you all along. No problem, mate. No worries. Yeah, one thing I don't like doing is saying to a customer, like, oh yeah, it's going to be 60 quid, for example, and then phoning them up 15 minutes later and saying, oh, sorry, my mistake. It's actually going to be 90 quid, or it's actually going to be 80 quid, because it's got this issue that I didn't see the first time. So I'd rather just take the £10 loss or whatever it is. It's not really a loss, is it? Because like I said, all I've done is changed the HDMI port and the Nexus board and given it a clean. Still make profit. So that's all that matters in the long run. Is that the console works, the customer's happy, and I'll make a little bit of money. I think for the Nexus cable and the ribbon it'd be like 20 quid, but whatever. Right, not going to put a warranty sticker on this one, because I haven't done any soldering apart from the HDMI port. Realistically, you don't warranty a HDMI port anyway, because if it fails, it's because it's broke. I don't need to plug that back in, I've already just tested it. But yeah, there we go, all done. Nice. They've got good at removing them stickers. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've got warranty stickers. I've got my own warranty stickers. And you can't really remove that. I mean, you can remove them physically without damaging them. But under a microscope, I'd probably be able to tell anyway. But yeah, it's old details on there, but it doesn't matter. I've got my own warranty stickers, but I don't put warranty stickers on most jobs. I only put warranty stickers on stuff that have had prior repair attempts, because I know that the person that's going to be receiving it back is probably going to mess with it at some point. So I'll put a warranty sticker on those as a deterrent. But even then, I wouldn't void the warranty if they was honest with me. If they phone me up and say, oh yeah, I've done this and this and this to it, and now it's not working, or I've done this and this to it, but it suddenly stopped working afterwards, I'd probably say fine, still send it in under warranty. Right, I'm going to text this customer quickly and just let her know payment options. Right. Just text the customer with payment info, and I'll be back in a second. I'm going to get Sarah to clean the outside of this and then pack it up. I've got about 15 minutes. No, honestly, I mean, you don't need to. Honestly, don't worry about that. I've just texted you with the thingy, but don't worry about the Nexus thing. Like I said, it would have been the same price anyway, so it doesn't matter, honestly. Also, if you can send your return address to my phone, and then I can book it in from here. Because I'm on the way to the post office in a minute, so, yeah. Right, I'll be back in a sec. I'm going to get Sarah to pack this up really quickly. Oh, right, Sarah's packing that up as we speak. Do. You'll send it me. Okay, yeah, Sarah's going to send me the address. Might not have the best signal. Okay, mate. Yeah, no worries. Right, bear with me. I've got loads of fucking emails here. Do. Right. Right, bear with me for a moment. Romeo. Do. Do you know how she would have it sent back? How she would prefer to have it sent back? Track 24 or special delivery? Yeah, that's no problem. I'm just booking the delivery and that's all, mate. Just so I know what to book it in under. Oh, it's only in Stoke. Oh, you're not far. Okay. Well, I mean, it's still pretty far, but that's why I had the car crash. At least in between Stoke and Stafford. Right. I'm going to put the phone number so she gets a text update from Royal Mail. I think she's messaged you back. Yes, it's just come through. Perfect. Yeah, got that. Yeah. Right. Okay. Track 24. Blah blah blah. Done. Pay postage. Swear the amount of money I pay out to. I mean, it doesn't come out of my pocket, but like the amount of money I pay out to Royal Mail is just ridiculous. Right. I've had to cancel my card this morning, so now I'm having to pay through Google freaking Pay, which is really annoying. So I have to transfer money all around the place. Right. There you go. Postage is done. Print that. Even. Done. There you go. Just sending tracking details over. GP, there you go. Yeah, there's no rush on payment, but it's I'm heading over to the post office anyway. I just wanted the parcel booking in, so I've got the label, right? Right, guys, I'm going to pop to the post office really quickly. I'll probably be about 20 minutes. I've got some other work I need to get done, so I'll be about 20 minutes and then I'll come back. I'll leave the stream running. So, yeah, short break while I just went to the post office. Sarah's back's aching, so she can't go to the post office for me. But while I'm there, I will leave you with this very, very pretty image of a nice Nexus connector. Here you go, look. You can all bask in the glory that is a Nexus board. Hang on. Here you go. Ready? Oh, look at that. It's only bloody gorgeous. Look at it. It's beautiful. Who said repairs weren't sexy? Look at that. Lovely jubbly. How's it going, Electro Rep? Well, you should never get paid by card or go direct to bank or cash. The only way to stop inflation. No, I mean I do offer card payments to my customers, but the reason for that is because some of them just find it more convenient than sending bank transfer. I mean, it's just putting money into the freaking credit card payment company pockets, but it's not very often people actually pay me through card for repairs. Most people pay through bank transfer, but yeah, it's one of them. Don't please, I'm embarrassed looking at it. Listen, dude, it happens. It's just a bit of liquid. That's just what happens. It's fine, honestly. I've seen a lot worse than that, trust me. Yeah, listen, I'll be back in about 20 minutes. I'm going to pop to the post office, get these parcels out. Because I've got stuff that needs to go out from yesterday as well, so I've got to get them out. And Sarah's out to back, so I've got to do it, unfortunately. Grab me a coffee while you're out. Will do. But yeah, about 20 minutes, I'll be back, roughly. I mean, you might be 10 minutes, it depends on the queue at the post office. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Right. Give me a second. It's cold. It's very cold out there. Right. Post office done. Happy days. Didn't even check and see if I actually got paid for that job, but never mind. Yeah, it's gone in. Good stuff. Happy days. Oh, she sent me an extra tenner. She didn't have to, but thank you. Just realised she sent 80 and not 69. Nice. I appreciate it. Thank you. Right. Okay. So we are back. Back in the game. It's cold out there. Let me just sort my windows out because I did remote desktop in. I was going to try and load my CCTV up so you'd see when I pulled back up on the drive, but wouldn't let me do it. Guess who's back? Right, okay, so right. Right, okay, so this is hopefully going to be a fairly quick one. How's it going, Finks? I appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Tell her I appreciate it if she's not watching. Thank you, mate, honestly. Listen, I'd rather just get the job done, get it back out the door, and I don't like to change prices once I've quoted. I can't remember what I quoted originally on the email. I think it was more than that, but like I'd said to her, oh yeah, you just needed unplugging and plugging back in. You need your HDMI port doing. Do you want me to do that instead? And then obviously once I've put it back together and thought, oh shit, I haven't actually tested the Nexus connector, which I should have done. The Nexus board, which I should have done. Yeah, I just don't like to change prices after that, so I'd give her a price and I wanted to stick to it. It's what I do with everyone. I don't like to change the price at all, but I do appreciate it, mate, genuinely. Someone actually sent me a random £50 tip yesterday morning, like a £50 donation, and I was just like, okay, where the fuck is this from? Yes, I could make more money, but that's not really what it's about. I mean, I earn enough to keep me going. I earn enough to, because at the end of the day, I'm not greedy. Don't get me wrong, listen, it'd be great to have £1 million in the bank, wouldn't it? But the harsh reality is that's probably never going to happen. And as long as my kids are fed and they're warm, they've got a roof over their head, that's all I care about. I don't care about, fancy things. And I mean, yeah, sure, at the minute I've bought myself a nice little, I paid £400 for it, so it's not exactly like it's a lavish purchase, but I bought myself a BMW, but I don't care about fancy things. It's not who I am. Well, on the plus side, like, on the plus side, she is pretty. She is pretty. Ignore the crap on the floor, that's out the van. But it is kind of sexy, don't you think? Yeah. But no, I don't care about having nice things and stuff. That's not who I am. I care about feeding my kids, making sure they're warm and clothed, and that's it. Probably not watching. It was quoted 60 to 90, depending on damage. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. So it was within that range anyway. But yeah. And to be honest, for what I do, like, I mean, for example, let's be honest. I mean, how long did that repair take me? How long have I been streaming? I've been streaming 2 hours, and I've been to the post office and faffing around. So that repair realistically took me an hour or thereabout. And to be paid, I mean, if you discount the cost of the Nexus board and stuff, even to be paid £40 an hour is absolutely fantastic. No, they wouldn't be economically viable, Alex, to repair. They wouldn't cost, it'd cost you more to post it and to post it back, let alone the cost of repair, than it would to actually replace the console, the controller. Yeah, I mean, even making £40 an hour is great. So, you know, I can't complain at the position I'm in. I mean, yeah, fair enough, I don't work 10 hours a day. Well, I don't do repairs 10 hours a day, so I'm not making between £40 and £60 an hour for 10 hours a day. It balances out. But it balances out at a decent hourly rate anyway. So my target, I actually have a target. My target is to know that all of my bills are paid and that, you know, there's food on the table and all of that, right? My target is £150 a day on average. So one day I can make £300 a day, the next day I can make nothing. On average, I like to make £150 a day, because that way then I know everything's paid. Anything else is a bonus. Like how everyone lies. That is true. Everyone does lie. Right. Anyway, this is a warranty. I'm going to be completely honest. It seems like one of those customers, and this isn't being nasty or anything like that, but it seems like one of those customers who nitpicks everything. So he said there's a slight rattle coming from the right side. I can hear the rattle. But he is nitpicking a little bit. And then he said also, what else did he say? Case has come apart at lower right corner. I mean, yeah, that's fair enough if the case has come apart slightly. But that being said, I can't see it. I can't see. Oh, yeah, there is on the left side. That. Okay. That's damage. That's damage. That's not. You can see scratches on it. But that's an impact. That's not a. That's not a warranty issue. I'll try and sort it, but yeah, that's been dropped, hasn't it? Surely, or knocked at some point. I'm not saying the customer's knocked it. Nintendo. I'm not saying the customer's knocked it. And I mean, yeah, fair enough. This console is basically brand new, right? But like, I mean, it was well packaged. So this packaging that it's coming now is how I sent it back to the customer. So all I've done on this is a battery replacement, right? So the customer was saying, to start with, he was saying, yeah, the battery's not lasting as long as it should, blah, blah, blah. So I've changed the battery. Obviously, I can't sit there and test it for 3 hours. So I've said, okay, fine, I can change the battery and let's just hope it works, sort of thing. And then he sent me a message saying it's still not lasting as long as it should. But then after a few days, he's messaged back, and I said, right, send it back, I'll take another look. It might be that it's got a partial short on it draining the battery. And he sent me another message saying, oh no, that's fine. It's actually okay. I've looked into it a bit more and the battery's fine, but it's got these two issues. It's got a slight rattle, and it's come apart in the corner. And I'm like, well, I don't think it got sent out like that. I would have noticed scratches on the case. But yeah, the way it got sent back to the customer was like this. So it was inside here, because this is how he sent it to me. So he sent it in this packet like this. So it was sealed up like that. It wasn't turned on, obviously, but it was sealed up like that. And then it was sent in this bubble pack, like so. So I felt like it was sufficient packaging, hence sending it back like this, right? But then it was inside this bubble pack, like that. And then it was inside this box, like that. Nice and tight, can't go anywhere. So I thought, you know what, that's sufficient packaging, I'll send it back exactly as it come. So I can't see it being shipping damage, personally. But, I don't know. But then he was asking me about changing the case. I mean, yeah, sure, I can change the back cover, right? But I haven't got any brand spanking new ones. And I think this is going to be one of those customers who wouldn't settle for anything less than brand new. And the problem with that is if you was to replace it with a brand spanking new one, it's not going to be genuine. And I think he would nitpick about that as well. That's the issue. I think he would nitpick about the fact that it's not genuine, so it's not going to colour match like the rest of the console does. I don't know, I could be wrong, but yeah, it's just, that doesn't appear to be normal wear and tear or normal damage, personally, to me. So when I take it apart, obviously, so I'd unscrew that. I have just seen that release, and that thread is definitely damaged, yeah. Not the thread, the back of the case. Yeah, that's been dropped at some point. Like there's no way. I'll show you under a microscope in a second once I took the rest of the screws out. But well, I'll show you now. Actually, just look at how the screws ended up. The case itself is physically broken. And honestly, without changing the entire housing, I don't think there's going to be much that can be done with that. It depends if the screw thread itself is damaged, but you can see I haven't put too much pressure on the screw thread. Like, that screw is mint. So it's not something I've done during reassembly, because the screw is absolutely pristine. Like, so it's not that. The broken plastic. So I think I'm going to have to probably contact him and just explain this situation. Like, this has took an impact. There's no other way to explain that other than this has took an impact, because there's no way that can get done by reassembly. But that doesn't happen during reassembly unless I've massively over-tightened the screws, and you would visibly see that on the screw itself. Like, you would see that I've over-tightened it. I mean, I use a manual screwdriver for switches anyway, so I'd have to physically force it to over-tighten it. But if it was something that I'd done, you know, reassembling it, like over-tightened it and it's caused it to damage the plastics, and yeah, fair enough, I'd understand. But look, that definitely took an impact. In fact, you can see it there as well. Look, there's something on the corner there as well. I'm not trying to get out of a warranty. This just isn't really a warranty, is it? It looks like impact damage to me, personally. I will try and find out what this, why you interchange them, I don't get it. It depends what I'm doing, mate. If I'm doing a switch, I will never use an electric screwdriver on a switch. You'll never see me using an electric screwdriver on a switch. Because they're just not tight enough to need it, and there's not enough screws to warrant it. But yeah, when I reassemble these, I mean, this is obviously one I've done off camera. So all I've done on this, like, you won't see a YouTube video on the channel for this, because all it was a battery replacement. That's literally all I've done. But you can see how much care I generally take. Like, every screw's in there. Like, none of them screws are going to be, you know, damaged or anything like that. Even down to these stickers, I make sure not to damage those. Like, just because I'm not on camera doesn't mean I'm not taking care of the devices that I'm working on. So that's definitely not carelessness on my part. I will absolutely say that without a shadow of a doubt. do want to try and find out what this rattle is. I can hear it more now I took the case off. I don't know if that's coming across on camera, on the mic. Hang on. Can you hear that? So it is rattling. So I need to find out what's causing that rattle. Do you photo or spin them in the video before returning the units? Not normally, no, but it is something I'm going to have to start doing, I think. Look, there's no way this hasn't took an impact. There's no way that can happen without it taking an impact. And it certainly didn't have that rattle before, as far as I'm aware. You can't hear. Okay, fair enough. There is a slight rattle. You'll just have to take my word for it, unfortunately. Can't really turn the mic up any more than it already is, because I've got suppressors on the audio as well. And if I mess with them, it's going to fuck with the entire audio. Any tips for 9 torn HDMI pins on the Series X? Get in touch with Lee at Uber Micro Repairs. He's just released a trace repair kit for the Series X, £7.99. It will save you hours. Just honestly, just buy that thing off him. It'll save you hours. ubermicro.co.uk, ubermicro.co.uk. I did one yesterday. I did 17 traces, and honestly, I just wish I'd have had a trace repair kit off Lee for it, because it would have saved me a lot of time. But yeah, just get in touch with Lee at ubermicro.co.uk, or I know he's got none in stock at the minute, but they are back in stock next week. I think he's ordered more. So, because obviously the little flex PCBs have to get printed and stuff. But honestly, it'll save you hours. Highly recommend it. Right. Yeah, so the issue I've got is I think the customer's going to end up nitpicking if I change it for a non-genuine case. Whether he actually will or not, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but maybe. Right, so what is the rattle? I think it's the Joy-Con rail itself. Problem with that is I haven't got any brand new ones. I've got a feeling that Joy-Con rail itself is what's causing that rattle. And it would line up with taking an impact. Yeah. Yeah, the noise is coming from the rail itself. It's this. It's this connector being loose. Don't think there's anything I can do with that without squeezing the shit out of it. So you can physically see it. That's what's causing the rattle, and that is absolutely down to impact damage, because there shouldn't be that loose. I don't have a press tool to be able to press that back in. Problem is, if I press on it with pliers or something like that, it's going to scratch it. And again, this is basically mint condition, so you can see it's loose. Like the pin's physically pushed out. But I haven't got a press tool that'll be able to press that back in. Yeah, no worries, Alex. No problem, mate. Yeah, I haven't got a press tool that will be able to press that back in. If I've got some pliers, I might be able to squeeze it together, but it's probably going to scratch it. I think I've got some pliers in the house. I haven't got any in here. I'll go and grab some quickly, see what I can do with it. But I haven't got any brand new Joy-Con rails, and I haven't got any brand new cases, so I'd have to make an order, and I'd have to make it clear that it's not going to be. You're not going to get a brand new case that's genuine. Like, you got no chance. Put tape over the jaws. No, that's a bit of a bodge. You wouldn't last. You'd be better off just replacing it. I'm going to go grab a pair of pliers. I'm going to see if I can squeeze those pins back together without damaging the actual thing. I just realised, I'm back by the way, I just realised, someone said put tape over the jaws, they meant the pliers. I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, alright, whatever, yeah, now I get what you mean, yeah. Alright. I'm such a moron. It's because I don't normally do shit like this. Like, I would normally just replace it, but I haven't got any brand new. Like, because normally I'd just replace it with the second-hand one. What I'll do, I'll just cover that like that. And then just press on it. No. I don't think it's that this is physically split, because it's not. It's the actual pin that's come loose. There should be spaces in there. No, I think it's just that the pins come loose. I don't know how they're held together, I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. See if I can get this in focus. Hang on. I probably can if I bring the microscope right the way up. Yeah, it doesn't look like it needs reshaping. It needs the pin pressing in, I think. Or that there should be spacers, yeah, like you say. It's just loose. I don't think there's going to be anything I can do to knock that in at all. It's just loose. Yeah. Unfortunately, the only thing I can do with that is order a replacement. I mean, when the Joy-Con's actually in, this is one of my own Joy-Cons, but when the Joy-Con's actually in, it don't move. No, the pin is just, well, it's in there with pressure more than anything, I suppose. I don't know. Does the other one do the same, or? Yeah, it does. The other one rattles. So they both rattle. So it needs just. Well, is that normal? I don't know. Do they normally rattle like that? I've never noticed. I've never noticed whether they rattle or not. Is that just normal or what? Let me grab a normal switch. Hang on. I've got it, because I haven't got an OLED here. No, they don't. But they do if you really shake it. Right, well, I think the only thing I can really do, say to the customer, is I can order the parts for it. I can order a back cover and the Joy-Con rail. You're going to have to pay for it, because that's took an impact. I'm not going to do that for free. I can't. If I've got to sit there and specifically order parts, it's going to have to be paid for. It's going to have to be paid for, unfortunately. So, because that is definitely not the way I've reassembled it. 100%. It's either took an impact or they're just loose in general. I could potentially do teaching at some point, but at the minute I just haven't got the time, mate. Maybe sometime in the summer I could. So here's another problem as well, is the power in there wouldn't only last a couple of hours. So obviously in the summer, when you've got, you know, full days of daylight, the solar power would give me a fair bit of juice and allow it to charge efficiently. But in the winter like this now, like you got no chance. It lasts enough to do 1 or 2 jobs, but that's about it. Right, I am going to contact the customer and just explain the situation. Like, this has took an impact. Whether it's took an impact after it's got back to him or before, I don't know. But I didn't notice that case coming apart when I put it back together. And on top of that, it looks like it's taken an impact. Like, I don't mind just whipping a new case and a new Joy-Con rail on it. That's neither here nor there. I don't really care. It's only going to take me 5 minutes, so I can do it, but you're going to have to at least pay for the parts. At least pay for the parts. Customers make my PC itch. Yeah, a little play to allow it to detach easily. I don't know, because I've just shook a normal switch and it didn't seem to make the same rattle. I do think this is down to impact. The fact that the case is damaged and it's marked as well reinforces that a little bit. And listen, I'm not trying to get out of any warranties here, because at the end of the day, I didn't touch anything apart from the battery anyway. But I just don't understand how it could have happened in shipping, because it was very well packaged. Look, I can change the parts for free. It's not going to take me long to do. I'm not really bothered about that. It's a 5-minute job. The issue is, am I going to get complaints in 2 weeks' time saying, yeah, this case don't look right because it's non-genuine? Because I'm not going to be able to get a brand new one. Unless I buy a used one. I'm not going to be able to get a genuine one unless I buy it used. And even then, is the actual case going to go back together fully? I don't know. That's why I'm putting it back together now, so I can check that. Because if the case doesn't go back together fully, then it's new housing time. I'm not sure if you can take this bottom bit off. And even if you can, source one. Find one. I don't generally do housing repairs on these. I'm a motherboard fixer, not a part swapper. Right, I'm going to try and see if this goes back together properly. Nope. Not to the point where this customer's not going to complain. It goes back a bit. But not completely. No, I don't want to charge him. It's a 5-minute job. It's not really a problem. He'd just have to pay the parts and postage back. I don't want to charge him. It's just, I just can't see how this would have possibly happened either during the repair or during shipping, because, like I said, I didn't mess with the Joy-Con rails at all. I didn't even take the board out. Didn't even take the heatsink off it. Like, I didn't do anything apart from change the battery. Right, that thread is knackered. I don't even think you're going to get a screw back in this, to be honest with you. It's not screwing back into the thread. Let's just have a look, watch. I think the thread is absolutely knackered on it. Let me just get it in focus. Right, I think I'm... Yeah, the thread's gone. The only thing I could do to stop that pushing apart is glue it, and that's not a great idea at all. The entire plastic has snapped on that base. And also, the thread itself is gone. It's pulled the screw when it's taken an impact. It's ripped the screw clean out, hasn't it? Yeah, you can see the thread in there. I think it's as stupid as it sounds. I think at that point it's new housing time because the thread's gone, so it's not going to screw back in. But at the same time, this has failed. So you'd have to give an entire new housing. Like that's snapped. So even when you screw it down, it's not going to screw down fully. If you do manage to get a bite on a screw, it's not going to screw down enough to put pressure on that corner to allow that to stay in place. So yeah, what the fuck can I do with that? Not a whole lot apart from glue it together, but then that's going to make future repair impossible. It is taking the screw. It might hold the screw in. That would need gluing onto the edge of the Joy-Con rail. Yeah, I don't know. Bit of Loctite. Yeah, you could use some Loctite on the screw thread, but it doesn't solve that, does it? Like, it doesn't solve that coming apart, and that's the main thing he's complaining about. I'm gonna have to speak to him and see what the situation is, but at least I've got the evidence on it now to show what's happened. So I'll drop him a message in a bit and see what he says. So I'm just replying to a customer, bear with me. Right. The lower part can be purchased. Okay. I'll have to look at prices later on. I'm not going to do it now, but I'll look at prices later on and see what the deal is. But if he doesn't solve it with that screw thread, then it's ultimately going to be a new case, isn't it? But if I can't do anything with that screw thread, it's going to be a new case, because either way it's not going to hold together. It'll just keep coming apart if you can't put a new screw thread in it. Or if you can't put a screw in it, rather. And that's just going to keep bouncing back to me. That's eBay. Okay, I'll look at the prices later. I'm not going to do it now because I've got other shit to do, but I will look at it. I want to work on at least one more job on stream. So I'm going to go and see what's next in the queue, because I don't have a clue. For now, package back up. Ugh. Right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get another job. Yeah, that is the problem, yeah. Like I said, it's just going to keep bouncing back and saying, yeah, it keeps coming apart. Like, it's just like, what can I do, sort of thing. Like, the only real way to solve that is to change the screen. At that point, change the case. At that point, I have to charge, because to strip them things down, number one, you got a risk of breaking the screen for a start. But to strip those things down, you're talking at least an hour, at least. What about powering it off? Oh, I'll power it off in a minute in the house. It'll go back on charge in the house anyway, so just to keep it fully charged. Right, it is painkiller time. My head is starting to go, and so is my neck. But yeah, it'll get charged up and stuff anyway. That is exactly what I was doing, mate. Right, I need to get another job, so I'll be back. Yo, I'm back. All right. I do not like this case at all. Right, okay, so apparently SD card isn't working on these. Greetings from Belgium. Hello, Silent Force. How you doing? He's quitting, he's finding another job. Yeah, 100%, definitely. I think this is another one where the SD card's not working. So let's just get it out of the case. Not a fan of that case. I like the heavy dutiness of it, but not enough free space. Lovely. Yeah, not a fan of the buttons on it, to be honest. Right, so apparently it's not recognising an SD card. I'm good into the Switch, yeah. I got the next job in the queue is a Pixel 7, but I don't really want to do that one on a stream because it requires a lot more concentration. Okay, that is not picking up a SD card at all. Okay, cool. Good stuff. Right, it's not picking up an SD card, so it's probably going to be the same issue as the one we had yesterday. Am I going to have a PS5 repair today? I don't think I've got any PS5s in the queue. I think it's all like Xboxes, and I've got a few PS3s in. I might be working on a PS3 next. Depending on the time. Probably not actually. This will probably be the last repair of the day anyway. Because, well, the last repair for the stream, because we go out to a pub poker game with a few friends on a Thursday evening. So, why isn't that? I was just thinking then, why isn't that screw biting? It did eventually. Typical bending issues on these switches as usual. Look, starting to banana. Because it's a switch, and they all do. Pixel 7 isn't a tablet. I thought it was a phone. I don't know. Is it a tablet? I don't know. I just know I got a Pixel 7 coming in with a charging issue. Might be a tablet. I thought Pixel was a phone. I haven't actually taken it out of the box. I just Sarah deals with all of that. She just tells me what's next in the queue. Like, the less for me to worry about, the better, because I have enough to deal with as it is. So I literally just, Sarah takes them in, Sarah books them in. I'll deal with the quoting side of it, but I don't quote based on the device anyway. I quote based on what work is probably going to be involved. And the guy said he's already worked on it. He's got a charging issue, but he doesn't do BGA work, so he needs me to take one off a donor board, reboard it, and put it on. Didn't really want to do that on a stream because it involves removing screens and back glasses or whatever and stuff like that, and I don't really want to be disturbed while I'm doing it, like in terms of like concentration levels and stuff. So yeah, yeah, it's okay. What is the Kapton tape around there? Like what is going on here? I can see Kapton tape on the board. Who keeps messing with these things and faffing up the connectors? Like, what's going on there? Kapton tape on it. covering where the connector used to be. Strange. I am getting messages though off a customer, so let me just check this. Brand new, just got dropped into us today. Tried new PSU. Sarah, are you still on the stream? Yeah. Have we had a Xbox from Alfred Tech Repairs? You ignoring me? Yes. Yes, I am. What did you say? Something, mate? Sorry, mate. I did say hello to you. I'm sure I did. Oh God. What's going on here? Someone's ripped the copper tape off this. I'm not a fan of this copper tape, but I still don't rip it off. Came in on the 3rd. What day are we on now? How far is it in the queue? That's all I need to know. Yeah, I just need to know how far in the queue it is, just so I can message and let him know. How many jobs are before that? I asked about how long you need in advance for prepping your liquid metal. About a week. Sorry, dude. What you mean if you wanted to buy it in bulk? You mean about a week, maybe 2. If you was to message me and say I want this much on this date, I should be able to do it. 3 before it, so it's number 4 in the queue. Okay. Hopefully a day or 2 max before I can get to it. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, sir. See, that's why I need my booking system up and running, because I could just log in from here then and check it. That's why I like dealing with business customers. I don't use a fume extractor, mate. I have got one. I've got my own. I built one myself using a grow fan, as in like a cultivation fan. I have got one, I just don't use it. But I'm an idiot. Yeah, but that's why I like dealing with businesses, because with businesses I can just say, like, so for example, that business there, he's just sent me a message and he just said, have you received the Xbox? For whatever reason, he hasn't been messaged. I'll blame Sarah for that, because, well, she should have told me, and then I could have messaged him, but never mind. But I can just message him and say, yep, it's currently number 4 in the queue, and he'll just probably say, okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Like, the businesses understand a lot more about queues than customers. Whereas customers, they want everything now. They want it done now. Like, they're the only customer in the world, and they are all that matters. Or at least that's how they see it. Or a lot of people. Not everyone. A lot of people do understand, but there are a few customers, and there's one that I'm dealing with at the minute. He tried to accuse me of stealing his console because I had it in the queue for 3 days. Oh no! 3 days. Oh, and by the way, that was a weekend. That I received it on the Friday, and I was getting threatening messages by Tuesday. Tuesday morning, I might add, not Tuesday night. Tuesday morning, I was getting threatening messages. I'm still dealing with him now, and this happened before Christmas. So if I go missing, just check my phone history for messages off some dude from London. Oh, I just farted. Right. I really need to get the flux off these freaking tweezers. It's doing my head in. 1 sec. I want to see how I clear the flux off my tweezers. Heat them up. Yeah, I've got quite a few 360s lying around, I think. Right, a bit of IPA. Because my tweezers are sticking together, so as I'm trying to disassemble this console, it keeps sticking together. See, now they're not sticking together, but I'll also do this because I'm a cheapskate. Do. Beautiful. And now they are as good as new. Nice. All makes, wizard. Pretty much. Don't forget he sent you a Christmas card. Yeah, he did. He sent me a Christmas card. How much is a queue? How long is a queue time for the public? Generally around about 3 to 4 days. It depends what I've got in at the time. I think we've got, like, what we've got in now, say about 8, something like that. 7 or 8 in the queue at the minute. We haven't had any come in today at all, so yeah. The good news is the queue is going down a little bit, but yeah, beautiful, good as new, nice. But no, I have the queue time is the same for public and B2B. Like I don't push the business to. Well, I do try and get them done a little bit quicker, but for the most part, I just do. What do you call it? For the most part, I just do them in order. Right, okay. Now that I've sat there grinding my tweezers, I can finish taking this thing apart. Honestly, they do come up as good as new once you do that, though. I'm not grinding any of the tweezers themselves away. I'm just grinding the flux off because it's easier than constantly cleaning them. So once every day or two, I'll just grind the flux away on it. Because it dries up and goes sticky and horrible. It ends up a mess. Alright, anyway. Move that out of the way. Do. Right, what are we dealing with here? So, we've got no connector on this at all, which is why the SD card isn't working. Don't know what the deal is with it, why someone hasn't repaired it. I've just covered it with Kapton tape and said, nah, that'll be fine, right? Looks like they've had a nice scrape at it as well. But it'll be okay, assuming we have contacts on all of the pads to the corresponding traces, which I will check. And just make sure we've got no breaks in the line. So he never reads my messages. No, you're absolutely right, I don't. You're absolutely correct. What? What did you say? I failed doing it myself and I wanted to see my mistakes. And you can keep it. Mine was received on Sunday. Sarah, can you check that one? Have we got that name rings a bell, Martin Malone? Sarah, you're failing. You're failing, Sarah. You're failing. You only leaked a customer number. Did I? When? Doesn't matter. You're talking about them messages I was sending just? You're talking about these messages I was sending just? Like, as in, like, these? Doesn't matter. They're business numbers. It's fine. It's just business numbers. I ain't stupid. The one before. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just, they're two business customers. So their numbers are public anyway. So it's absolutely fine. There is no expectation of privacy with a business. And all of that stuff. No, that is absolutely true, actually. There is no expectation of privacy with a business. Like, if someone posted my number all over the internet, there's nothing I can do. It's a business number. Well, it's actually my personal phone number as well, but I use it for business, so there's nothing I can do. I can piss and moan and say, oh, you leaked my personal details, and be a snowflake, but that's about it. Yeah, such is life, I suppose. It's one of them. Whatever. Now, if I didn't make my number public and I said email only, then it'd be different. Right, Sodder. No, not Solder, Sod her. Yeah, my number's on the internet anyway, mate. Just tell me it's after 5 PM for you, no more calls, email or text. No. Well, you just told him because he's on the stream. I chose to reply after 5 PM anyway. I don't have to reply after 5 PM. I only do that for my own sanity. I had a phone call at 1 o'clock the other morning. I was like, are you taking the piss, dude? Like, come on, man.
That customer.
What customer?
Want to know?
Yeah.
The many places you try to get contact with.
Oh, I've texted him then, haven't I?
Yes, speak to.
I have texted him. Sir, message me his number. Let me make sure I've actually texted the right number. Text me his phone number.
Yeah.
so I can make sure I've actually texted the right number. Because I did text him yesterday.
Yeah, no, this morning.
Sorry, yeah, today. Sorry, yeah, today. Martin, assuming...
Last night you done it.
Yeah, I worked on it on stream, yeah.
Yeah.
Martin, assuming I've texted the right person and not screwed up, I have sent a message to you with an update, and unfortunately it is a no fix from me. It's just out of my scope of knowledge to be able to repair it. I did find some shorts on the board. I replaced 2 MOSFETs which were shorted, and then it's just still not generating the standby voltages to turn on, unfortunately. Anyone who phones at 1 AM should be arrested. My number is on the toilet walls anyway, yeah. I'll put that there myself though. But that's for my benefit, not yours, so be nice. Anyway, I'm looking for a donor board. Hang on. Un moment, senor, gracias. Right, donor board. There's one. Half of these donor boards probably work, but there's no M92s on them. I bought a shed load of donor boards a while ago, and I fixed some of them. I fixed like 10 of them out of a bulk of like 20 odd, 30 odd, and then just said, you know what, I need the M92s. I ended up just stripping the M92s off and saying, nah. Right, there's a connector. Thank you. I'm going to bring this one on the desk, or over the desk. I'm heating up from underneath the board. Solder that on. I should have checked the underneath first and made sure there was no damage to this, given though it's had a prior repair attempt, but hey ho. Check your phone. Okay, bear with me. She was mental. Let's have a look. Copy that to there. Yeah, I did send you a text message to the number that we've got for you, Martin. If you're still around, mate. I did text you. Thanks, Sarah, by the way. I did text you this afternoon, a couple of hours ago, just explaining the situation and the next steps for it. So there's no charge from me for the repair attempt, but obviously I do need to charge the return postage to get it back to you. Right. Okay. I need to just check this connector. Looks good to me. It's hard to get light. For you guys, it's hard to get the light to show. Well, actually, I could just uncap my current on that. That looks fine to me, nice and solid. Same as that side. Good. This should work. Actually, let's just have a look at this side of the connector before I go any further. That looks fine. Shouldn't cause any issues. Okay. You don't cook anyway. I do. Thank you, Antfix. Artfix, sorry. My apologies. It's called Take His Wallet. What wallet? She has all my money, mate. She has every penny I have. You know my job finishes at 5 PM. Dickhead. Your job finishes when my job finishes. To be fair though, admin is going to be so much easier in a couple of weeks. Oh god, we've got a damaged, slightly damaged LCD connector here as well by the looks of it. Because that does not want to go in flush. There we are. So that's very slightly damaged. Should be okay in terms of working though. Looks like someone's forced it in at some point. So that... Okay, why is my phone now suddenly going nuts? I hate it when that happens because it makes me think something's wrong. Like I've just gone to... I've just heard my phone vibrate and then vibrated again 3 times. Because my phone's on silent. My phone's always on silent. It's usually in my pocket, so it vibrates and I feel it ringing. But when I'm obviously in the middle of something, it don't disturb me as much. But then when I suddenly start getting notification after notification, it makes me feel like something's wrong. Because like I said, it's a personal number as well as work. So for all I know, I could be getting messages off someone saying a family member died or something. It really isn't a good idea to have a separate, to have a one phone for personal and one phone and the same phone for work though. Like long term, it's just not good for your sanity at all. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to fully reassemble this because I want to test the SD card. But there are a couple of screws I'm going to pop in. Because I can't access them once the game card module's in. This one in the top left corner I can. But it's easier to access without the module in. So just pop them 2 screws in, and then if I do need to take it apart, I haven't got to fully unscrew it. But if I don't need to take it apart, I haven't got to mess with that connector again, because that connector can get fragile. So I like to mess with that as little as possible. Right. So Pop that on there. Pop the SD card in. After 6 PM it redirects to voicemail and won't start ringing again until 8 AM. Yeah, and that's the problem. I mean, I could just turn the phone off, but then family can't get in touch with me, which is why it's a bad idea to have personal phone numbers and work phone numbers as the same number. So I'll probably, at some point, I will probably get a second number just for personal. I've had that number for years. I'm not going to get rid of it. Right, turn on you bastard. Okay. Right, now show me a working SD card, please. Damn, Femis. Unable to access. Please turn off the micro SD. Turn off the console and reinsert the micro SD card. Huh. Data management. Right, is that an SD card issue now, or is it an SD card issue, or is it the switch itself? Where's my switch? There it is. Right, I know this SD card works. He's not going to accept it because it's got my data on it, but I know the SD card itself works. No, it's not working. Did you say hi to Amy? That's Ethan's mate. No, I didn't. Who's Amy? Check the connector for shorts. Yeah, I'll have a nose. Yeah, it's not accepting that at all. She said hi to you on your live on YouTube. I don't care. I'm currently working. Hello, Amy, whoever you are. Oh, look, Ethan's friend. Ooh, look, Ethan's friend. The FIFA virus is back, yeah. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try another SD card reader, first of all. Hate those limited little connectors. It's fucking shit. Okay, it's not recognising that one at all. So I need another one. Oh, that's annoying. Just looking for another SD card connector. Actually, let's have a look. Save me rummaging through a box. Let me just have a look at the actual switch itself. FIFA virus is back, yeah. So this is one that I've just put in. I don't know if it works or not though. Right, just unplug that battery. Right, there's nothing wrong with the connector I've just put on. What's going on with that resistor? Oh, it's just a bit of crap. Never mind. It's not that. Right, okay. What does that resistor read? 4.7k. That's normal. That's in the. Sorry, you couldn't even see that because I'm an idiot. I was checking this resistor here and then checking the resistance on this trace here, and we're in the millions of ohms, 26 million ohms. Don't know if that's actually normal. What does this one read? Let's have a look. Seems absurdly high though. Well, that's in the millions of ohms. Right, continuity. Bipedal, hello. Okay, we have continuity on those. Huh. That seems connected. I thought that was ground. No, it's not. It goes to that. Never mind. That one's ground then. Right, I've got continuity on all of these pads, so it's probably going to be something around, not on this board, but around here on the back. So I need to take the board back out. Right, bear with me, I'm just undoing all of the ribbons. And the 2 screws I put in. Well, I was hoping this one was going to be fairly straightforward, but evidently not. Unfortunately. I'm assuming it's going to be a data related issue. So the switch pins come from the connector on the other side to these pads here, and then they'll go up to here where they'll go back through the board. You know, they go back through the board and into the CPU. We've got flux around here though. This is not good. Someone's had a good old mess by the look of it. What have they done to you, buddy? What chip is that? I've never removed that chip from a board. T76LD1. Is that power management for the what do you call it? Yoshi, how's it going, mate? Yeah, is that power management for the SD card? I don't know. I can't see it being a power management issue because it can see the card, right? Alright, this is the donor board here, not the customer switch. I'm going to remove that chip and just see what package it is. I'm assuming BGA. Oh no, it's QFN. Okay. So why is the flux around this chip? So I don't know what chip it is. I don't know what it does. I do have a slight feeling someone's fucked with it. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, that wasn't even sat down. That wasn't even sat down. Did anyone see that jump then? Someone's messed with that. As far as I know, the data lines go straight into the CPU. But repairing console, no, I don't. Not the ones that are. Well, there wasn't warranty. There was insurance jobs, but no, unfortunately not. The only reason I'm changing this chip is because someone's messed with it. Rule number 1 is never trust someone else's work. I don't actually know what chip is to power the SD card. Right, I'm not gonna clean up until I know. Oh, we've got some signs of heat around here. Oh, have they reflowed fucking everything? There's signs of heat around here. Signs of heat around here. Don't know if you can see that like rainbowy effect, but that's signs of heat. Oh shit, not good. Has fucking everything been replaced on this thing or what? Good lord. There's flux everywhere, like all over this board. It's ridiculous. What? What? Wait, what? Why? Why? Why have you reflowed the fucking NAND? Look. High flux all over the NAND. Why? You fucking idiots. Look, I'll heat that up, watch. You'll see flux squeeze out of it, watch. High flux, ultrasonic, bin. Chuck it in the bin. Oh, that fuck's sake. Yeah, LCD connector's coming loose exactly as I suspected it would. Of course it is. Because it's fucked. It's probably better to just offer a board replacement at that point. Like, someone's just reflowed the shit out of everything. Like, just, is it really worth fucking messing around for 2 hours trying to figure out what someone's done? I could just sell him a board and be done with it. I mean, fair enough, they'd have to download the games again, but Ah, dear me. Right, I'm just gonna connect up the basics. Just connect up the basics, and I'll prompt it to boot like that. Backlight. No backlight. What? Okay, only charges one side of the port as well. Is that what it is? Perfect time to tune in. Yeah. Yeah, they're putting an ultrasonic filled with flux. Right, so it's charging that side. Then again, that could be this charger. Have I got another charger cable here? I have, but it's wrapped around everything. Alright, could be that charger cable. They are cheap cables. It's charging that side. Okay, it is charging both sides. Alright. Right, okay, let's have a look. Let's see what I've gone. This is the last job of the afternoon anyway. I'll work on some more later on, but I think it may be a case of it's better to replace the board because I don't know what the hell someone had done, sort of thing. Yeah, unable to access the micro SD card. It could very well be M92, but that's unlikely. Could be the display driver IC, yeah, possibly. I don't know. I just know that there was flux all around it, so someone's messed with it, so I just changed it anyway, just in case. I don't know what chip that is. I've never had to change that chip. Bugsy, it's been a while, yeah. Oh, hang on, Bugsy, as in the guy from Birmingham? No, I saw him yesterday. Yeah, I saw Bugsy yesterday, yeah. He was on here yesterday. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep fucking around with this. Everything's been reflowed on this, even the NAND. Like, at what point do you say, nah, fuck that, it's not worth it? My phone needs to stop going stupid. Do. Right, yeah. Part board time. I have, Alex. I've replaced the connector and the reader. It's not accepting it. When I got this, it had no connector on it, and it just had Kapton tape covering it. And it's not accepting this reader at all. I don't normally do board swaps, but someone's just completely obliterated this board in terms of they've reflowed everything. I don't know what the hell they could have possibly done to it. But yeah, it's not even recognising mine at all, look. Look, this is a replacement and it's just not having any of it. I don't know if I've got another one immediately available. I mean, I've got loads, but finding where the freaking hell they are is a different thing. This is the last one of the day, so I will at least hunt around for another SD card reader, just in case it is just the readers. I'll have a little mooch. Why not? I'll take the mic off though, because you don't want to hear me rummaging. No, I'm not very organised, I know. Sucks to be me. Oh look, I found one. Yoink. He did pick up that SD card, but it took a while. Right. Yeah, it's not picking it up with any reader at all. Yeah. Yeah, it's not picking it up. So I think their reader's probably knackered anyway, because that's coming up straight away that it can't be accessed. Whereas this one's taking a while. No, I've tried that as well, Alex. I've tried doing that. It should just pick it up straight away, so it's definitely not a software issue. What version is this? It's HID, so it's non-exploitable. But yeah, if I... Where's my SD card gone? Uh-oh. No, where's my modded SD card gone? No. Where have I put it? There. So this is my SD card read. This is my SD card from my Switch. My battery's completely dead. Yeah, I think, just given the fact that I don't know what else this customer's done to, not the customer, whoever's worked on it has done to this. Like, the amount of flux on this board in weird places, like on the NAND, for example. Like, why are you reflowing the NAND for an SD card issue when it's nowhere near the same circuit? Like, it's just completely different. Why are you reflowing in hand for that? Like, they've done way too much weird shit to this for me to justify spending any more time on it. So having a new mainboard and back up there, save going data to the cloud. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be the best option. I mean, you got Fortnite, which is all cloud based anyway. In fact, you got Minecraft. He thinks Fortnite's in there. I don't know why. You got Pool Blitz. You got FIFA, which should be on the cloud, and then you got FIFA, which should be on the cloud. So everything there should be on the cloud anyway. But yeah. Oh well. Yeah. It is what it is, I suppose. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today anyway. Well, to be honest, I want to go and have a shit. So, hey, I'm just too honest. I can't help it. I'm too upfront, too blatant. Have I been banned from Amazon for opening a dispute? No. Oh well. Good to see you, Catherine. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm probably going to offer him a board swap on this. I'd have to find a board, but I'm probably going to offer him a board swap because I just don't know what someone else has done to it. So, and they're not worth the investment in terms of time to figure that shit out, because they're just not worth that much anymore. If it was an OLED, maybe, or if it was a Switch 2, maybe. Talking of, I have got a Switch 2 in the queue. Don't know how far in the queue it is, but it's only come in yesterday, so it's going to be fairly high up in the queue. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate it. Yeah, I guess I might stream again this week. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow night. I'm not doing anything tomorrow night, so if I did stream tomorrow night, it'd be a late one, just because, well, I need to tidy up for a start. But yeah, I hope you all have a good evening. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it, mate. Hope you all have a good evening, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.